Let's bring in Chip Scoggins, football across Minnesota, Star Tribune columnist. Like I said, the football across Minnesota feature every week, Star Tribune and StarTribune.com. Chip, how are you?
Good morning, Mike. Thanks for having me.
You are welcome. Thanks for being on again. Understand this week's FAM feature is on someone who we've known for a long time, Randy
Yeah.
Shaver, and just everything that he's doing with high school sports right now.
Yeah. Randy is retired from Care 11. He retired in June, at the end of June, after 41 years there as both
Amazing.
a sports director and news anchor. But a lot of us associate Randy with high school football. And even in retirement, he hasn't slowed down with high school football. His devotion to it in multiple ways is still as strong as ever. I had a chance to hang out with Randy a couple weeks ago at the Battle of Lakeville, Lakeville South, Lakeville North. He does not only does it, he has a podcast, a weekly podcast devoted to high school football. He's also doing a pregame studios show thing that they take on the road before a marquee matchup every weekend. They do it on the field there with I think it's Game Time Media. And so I hung out with Randy there, and then we had to hustle up to East Ridge game because they were having a tackle cancer game where they raise money for tackle cancer initiative that was created by Dave Nelson, Hall of Fame coach from both Blaine and Minnetonka. Really to honor Randy and to raise money. And this has become a statewide initiative. They raise hundreds of thousands of dollars every year for cancer research and projects. Over $3.5 million since 2012 when it first started. And so, as I joked with Randy as we were driving up 35 to get to the next high school football game, I was like, "This is not what retirement looks like."
No.
And he said no, it's just he's he started that Prep Sports Extra show on Care 11, the Friday night thing. They did it for 40 years, and
amazing,
really was a pioneer and groundbreaking kind of show because I don't know, it's hard to know, but he thinks probably one of the first TV stations in the country that had a Friday night show dedicated after the news to doing high school football highlights and scores, and did it for 40 years and became a passion and love of his, and really generations. I mean, two generations. There's dads that their kids now that he showed highlights of. Really kind of tuned into that. They'd run home after their game to kind of see if Care 11 had a video crew at theirs or if they talked about him. And so he's 65 and he's still out there hustling, getting to high school football games and practices. During fall camp he went to 6 different schools to see their teams in one day.
Wow.
Just to gather information. So the lead will be on Randy, and kind of in retirement he's still working hard to cover high school football.
That's cool, and it's got to be, gratifying for him. I'm curious, like in the beginning, did he see a need for this, or was this a passion from the beginning that he just loved high school football and
Well,
wanted to shine a light on it?
he did love high school football, and he first started his career in Austin, Minnesota. Was there like a year and a half, and he came up here, and really Care 11 at the time, they were the first, he said, first TV station to extend their newscast 5 minutes to 10:35. They were trying to attract audience who were flipping over to Carson or whoever, the late night, and they said, "Hey, with this extra 5 minutes, do you want to show some high school football on Friday night? Some high school football highlights?" And it just kind of took off from there, and then it became a labor of love. He would stay there till 3 a.m. On Friday nights, just cataloging all the video that they had so he could go back for it. And we tend to think in high school football players or coaches or who had a deep impact. I don't know that you'll find many people that's had the influence on high school football that Randy has had. When you talk about covering high school football and the shows, the interviews, the promotion, the platform he gave him for 40 years, and now you see it with the tackle cancer. Pretty much every high school throughout the state is having a tackle cancer night where they raise money that goes to Randy's foundation. That they all of the money goes to cancer research, and these different doctors and scientists come in and they make a pitch to him. And one day there's like 45 of them, and they have a few minutes to say this is what their money's what they would use a grant for their research, and they choose which ones it goes to. So I mean, it's just amazing what that has become and the money it raised, and it's really it started because of his association with high school football.
That's fantastic. Everybody should go read that for sure. Before we go, Chip, game balls this week. A lot of candidates, I would think.
Yeah, a lot of candidates. Let's start with Chase Thompson, Alexandria quarterback. Alexandria is number one in their class in the state. He threw for 358 yards, 5 touchdowns passes, and he also rushed for 1 touchdown.
That's pretty
big
good.
night for Chase. Yeah,
Yes.
Jack Strand, MSU Moorhead quarterback. They throw the ball a lot. They trust Jack, and he threw the ball 67 times against Augustana.
Come on.
47 completions, 475 yards, and 5 touchdowns for a big win for Moorhead. Jack puts up big numbers. Okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah. And then this guy didn't have a huge statistical day, but I thought Justin Jefferson deserved a game ball. When that game got tight yesterday, they needed him to be a superstar, and he was. I thought the first down throw when it was 28-22. A 17-yarder, and then the great catch along the sideline on 3rd down. Yeah. That was, that's a highlight one. And I don't know, I think the throw was probably better on his touchdown catch in the second quarter by Sam Darnold. Kind of I described it as a Houdini trick, but he had a nice touchdown there in the second quarter. I think they gave him, was it 28-0 at that point or 21-0?
Yeah, it was part of building that big lead.
But they needed their superstar to be one to close out that game, and I thought Justin was.
Bounce back after shockingly dropping a pass or two the week before, too.
That is true. We don't see that too often.
No, we don't. All right, Chip. Appreciate it. We'll do this again next week.
All right, Mikey. Thanks, man.